in just under a week, we are going to have a new weapon pack coming to the Hunter Call of the Wild, featuring 3 new big game weapons. With that pack on the horizon, I realized we still do not have a diamond with the 50 inline muzzleloader that came with the New England Mountains map, so I wanted to maybe try to get that out of the way today, and I thought Cuatro Colinas might actually be a good map for it. One, because there's the possibility of running into pheasants as we go around, and I'd still love to get a rare rooster pheasant, but mostly because Cuatro tends to be pretty good for diamonds, and there's actually a lot of stuff we can take with it. All the Ibex species, red deer, wild boar, mouflon, all those things are things we could take with the muzzleloader, and actually, Iberian wolves would be an option. Maybe they can even find us, so that's going to be the hope today out here on Cuatro Colinas. We'll see if we can get the only remaining weapon that we don't have a diamond of checked off the list. And I mean, just like that, we're all set. We've got our diamond red deer out here, or, you know, maybe a little less than that, but I do actually want to try to go for a semi-long shot with this. We were, I think, on Silver Ridge Peaks, trying to kind of learn the bullet drop from the muzzleloader, and it's fairly significant, so we'll make this one simple. I think we can only zero out to 150 with it, so we'll go right to 150 and go for that shot, and maybe kind of incrementally work our way up, because it's been a little while since that hunt. I'm going to say anywhere in here should be fine. We'll have to kind of time this when the hind has their head down drinking, and actually if the stag has his head up, that should make it a little bit better. Trying to shoot right in front of the shoulder there. Then the question is, did we get a lung? And it looks like we did, so no problem there. The big issue we've had as well is like frontal heart shots on moose, and I think we did take it to medfed. Actually, we shot a piebald bull with it, as I recall, and that was where we were kind of having some issues, so it maybe is more of the precision stuff, but there, no big deal. Actually brought him down good and quickly and everything, although I guess we're not going to be able to claim him and find out what we did, but the important thing is, we know we had a pretty good quick kill, and certainly a vital hit, but unfortunately now finding another multiplayer session could be tough, because not a lot of people seem to be hosting Cuatro. I mean, I did mention the potential for wolves to find us, so this should be interesting. We do want to try to spot, there's a mythical. What's important is, sometimes when you shoot like one wolf, the entire pack ends up fleeing, so we want to make sure there's not a diamond or anything in there when we end up shooting like a silver. That will at least get him, and then the question is, are they going to take off? Because at this point, I don't think we're using the muzzleloader. I actually don't even know what we have. I mean, the 16 gauge 243, probably not the best option, so we'll try to get a couple of these things to hopefully maybe make the rest of the pack flee, and in the process, maybe get the scope taken off, and, well, I guess that's all it took. Pretty sure we only got the one, because we hit the level 5 quite poorly. At least we got the big one out of the pack and took it with the muzzleloader. Get that reloaded while we go up and take a peek at that, but not too bad. Kind of close to 38.4739 is diamond, so could have been a little bit bigger as a mythical, but fairly decent considering, again, we didn't have to find them, they just found us. Now maybe we're getting a little somewhere. Got a level 7 stag there alongside a much smaller level 6. And we're looking at about 200 meters, so we'll try to place this correctly. Again, it's just been a while since we did this, so I forget exactly what the holdover should be, but we might let him actually go to drink, or even like that. Gonna put that pretty high, because I seem to remember the bullet drop being significant, and certainly looks like that dropped into a lung, so not only will it be important if we hit the vitals, where we actually hit the lungs will be pretty relevant as well. So right about 200 meters, we aimed basically at the spine, and we're hitting like center of the lungs, which is actually kind of good, because that leaves a lot of room for error. If we're aiming right around the spine, we shouldn't have to worry about, at that range, ending up hitting the spine. Like, that's a significant drop, but it actually kind of works in our favor. 205 score, definitely a little better than the level 3 that we shot earlier, and we are slowly moving towards Ibex drink time, which I think probably gives us the best odds of finding a diamond. I would love to get a red deer or a mouflon, or basically anything other than an Ibex diamond, but there are species on this map too, and a diamond's a diamond with whatever gun we're trying to get it with. We're slowly moving in the right direction. Apparently now we have a mythical red deer, and I kind of want to take the shot closer to 250 meters, which might seem like a dumb idea, but there are wolves on this map. a multiplayer can be so unpredictable, it's good to be able to make the long shots sometimes if something's gonna spook him. I think this guy's gonna score decently high, because the rack seems wide set, but we're gonna have to aim like almost ear level, I feel like. That definitely hit him. Gonna be a question of whether or not it's gonna be a kill shot. Kinda not looking so good, but actually, did we hit the vertebrae? He's going down. That is insane. That was a vital hit. So, the difference between like 200 meters, where we saw it going down pretty quickly, I mean a low bleeding rate versus medium, I think, but it seemed like he was taking forever to start to drop. That's really interesting, but good to know we kind of seem to have the bullet drop pretty well figured out. I don't think at least that it would have been a liver shot. I just thought of that because we were really worried about lining the shot up kind of height-wise, but it was single lung, almost exactly what we did on the other one, except we actually hit the far side lung. Like we shot just in front of the right lung and ended up getting the left lung there 239 meters away. I mean, that's huge bullet drop though. We aimed right about here. Pretty interesting, and a 40-meter difference with the exact same shot made a major difference in terms of how far he ran. But anyway, I think we are probably just starting Ibex shrink time. I'm pretty sure it starts at 10 now, so we'll start to jump around and maybe look for some of them, and I don't think we'll be going for shots quite that far. They're a little smaller target. That guy's not too bad. He's actually the max weight estimate for Southeastern Spanish Ibex, and this always seems to happen. You'll see a lot more of the lower estimate level 4s with this weight estimate that actually end up scoring higher. It must be something to do with the different potential horn combinations, but this guy has no shot at time, and so we'll just take him right there where he stands. I think it's 89.9 or something like that, and very frequently those lower estimate 4s will actually top that mark, so we'll have to see what's actually running off if we can get them spotted before we have them go out of sight, but pretty sure we'll be able to do that, maybe even if we stay back here a bit. And it certainly appears that none of them are going to be around that number, so good to at least get one down. And I suppose shooting at 130 meters is not a whole lot to learn, but at least we know we can insta-drop them. So let's take a look at that guy. I don't even see a lot of max weight estimate 4s anymore. That guy was just above the minimum there, 76.0, and an 80 score. I mean, not bad, but a long way to go to be a diamond level 4, so at least kind of getting us going, and hopefully now we can find some more of them. That one right there may have a chance, and you can see it's that lower weight estimate level 4, but he's up to 93 score estimate, and that guy goes to 91, and actually, that guy goes to 90. He is the max weight estimate, but I want to see this one from the front. Lots of pretty good ones all in that one spot, but what it actually comes down to with them is the width, I think specifically the tip-to-tip spread. So, yeah, kind of looking at that, I would say that's the one to go for. So, ideally we just get to 150 meters here. This is not meant to be some kind of how far can we shoot a diamond with the muzzleloader challenge. Just getting a diamond has been challenging enough with it. And of course, in a lot of cases with other weapons, we could just try to get like all 3 of these or at least 2 of them. But because we have a muzzleloader, we kind of just gotta pick one. So I say we go for the highest estimate. If he ends up not making it, maybe we can get eyes on one of these, because I think this guy's got to be close to 90 anyway. But let's go for the one that goes well above the requirement, as naturally the one's going to try to walk in front of him. That's going to get him, and I think we'll actually go to reload straight away, because as we go up there, they may kind of slow down up on that hillside, and we'll just sort of see what happens. This wouldn't be the most impressive diamond by any stretch of the imagination, but I actually think with the 243 pistol maybe, our first diamond with it was a level 4 Potatoes Ibex, so it's just at least an opportunity to maybe get one on the board, and we'll see if this one even will make it. I would say there's a chance. Definitely seems to have a pretty decent spread, but he's just shy, 87.75 for him. While we're here, it's horn length, overall spread, and circumference. So actually, I guess overall spread probably ends up being tip-to-tip spread, but circumference matters too. I mean, there's a difference of 90 as the top estimate versus 91. I still kind of thought the 91 was bigger, but if we can sort of figure out where they went, and like I said, I bet they're up on that hillside, we'll try to get one of the other ones. Unfortunately, I was not able to track down the southeastern Spanish Ibex, so I thought we'd come and look for Bathides, and we've got at least a kind of decent one up to 171, and I don't see anything else that would maybe be a potential diamond, so I guess we'll go ahead and try to take that. There are a ton of them here, but none of them are looking to be all that special, so let's go ahead. We're looking at around 200 meters, which maybe isn't the best idea, but I guess we'll go for it knowing that he isn't something that could really be messed up. Try to put that there while he's looking away. And did that drop into a lung? I think it actually did. It's really surprising to see the lack of power at range. On the red deer was one thing, but on an Ibex, I just wouldn't have expected that. It was left lung, pretty much perfectly where we want to hit again. Still a little to the right. I don't know if that's the wind or like why that would happen. It could be too that we're worried about trying to get the height correct and end up not aligning left and right just perfectly, but 203 meters, another lung shot. Just need to get one that's going to make diamond to do that. So kind of mini update. You may have noticed from the timestamps in the in-game chat that I was recording the video fairly late at night. It is now the next morning, and we're still looking for a diamond to take with the inline, and I kind of think we might have one here. And the best thing is, it's at least the max weight estimate level 4, but 86 to 98 is a fantastic estimate. Now, I've been hunting around this morning a little bit. I think I've only shot one thing. You'd be able to compare the ammo count to the last thing we killed prior to this, but I'm pretty sure I only took one shot, and actually, it was 150 meters at an Ibex, and like, it just didn't kill it. So, I don't know what happened, but we're going to be fairly careful here. That did not mean 50 meters close, but here we are. I don't know why he went over to here, but we're going to try to get this in there while he's broadside. Made it a little simpler than it could have been, but he was down there. We got to like 170 and the hillside just blocked our view of him. And luckily, he just kind of walked up to the right here in the open. Otherwise, we may well have spooked him, but I think it needs to be 3 above the minimum estimate to make diamonds, so fair chance at it. We looked at the other one. I think the circumference of this guy is going to be better, so fingers crossed. 88.16, we're still just shy of getting a diamond with the muzzleloader, but kind of cool we ended up stocking up the one. Just would have been nice if he was 1 score higher. That is a super encouraging estimate. I know we just did this with the southeastern Spanish Ibex, but up to 225. I actually don't know the diamond requirement for the Bathides Ibex. It's in the area of 195 or 196. He's a 193 minimum. The wind direction's not good. I don't really know where they're coming from. I think it was a rest zone. But if they'll either come back or maybe just stop out in the open where we can get within 150, hopefully we finally found what we're looking for. That's him there at 77 meters. We can zero for 75, so if he'll just kind of sit broadside for a minute, hopefully we can make that shot. The wind is actually okay from here, but he seems to be just kind of determined to walk down that way. Everything else is going to the left. Finally stopped for a second, and that's going to get him down. I really hope that guy makes it. It just seems like this thing has a diamond repellent in it for us. From the moose grinds that we've taken it on, hunts that we haven't taken it on, we've gotten several diamond black bears, and then the amount of Ibex today that were just close and didn't make it. I don't know, I shouldn't even risk jinxing it, but I don't know if you get level 4 Ibex with estimates like this that don't make it, but I guess there's a chance of it, and just hopefully this guy's the one. He is a diamond, 197, requirement's 191, he was a guarantee anyway. So all the stress for nothing, but double lunged him, almost got the heart shot, and we were pretty far forward. Would have been potentially problematic if that was just a flesh hit. I don't know if a flesh hit would actually end up taking one down in the long run. It may, but finally we are caught back up. We have currently a diamond with every single weapon in the game, just days away from the release of the high power pack. So I guess we'll take that guy back to the lodge and take a look. Definitely going to be a second lodge edition, but kind of a unique one given the time put in. And actually, I kind of like what it does for the room. It adds a bit of variety. We had a caribou here that was like 420 or something like that. And the thing is, when we shot it, it would have been a diamond, but same as these reindeer over here, 425 on this plaque and back here in this corner, a 421. They were diamonds then. The requirement now is 430 and they would just be golds. So the caribou fell into that same category, and I like having a proper diamond on the wall, even if it is just a level 4 Pathetius. But to take it with the muzzleloader after all the struggles we had trying to get one, I think it actually is worthy of being in that spot. But good to get that one crossed off the list. We now have all the room to put the high power pack weapons into our loadout, and hopefully get diamonds just a little more easily with those than we did with the muzzleloader. But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.